So once again, Safety Korea comes through and gives us a early look at some of the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom figures that we have been pining over the past couple of days. Let's talk about Transformers Kingdom Leader Class Ultra Magnus, Voyager Inferno, and Voyager Dinobot. We saw these images before just in the package, so we could only see them through the little window that we're given with the Kingdom product. But now we have a better indication. Granted, the images are not very large, and the images you're probably looking at here in the segment are probably as large as they could probably be of these characters, but it gives us a better look at the lower half and accessories and stuff like that, and we could pick apart this and that. Let's start with the Leader Class Ultra Magnus. Now, we knew that this was going to be a heavy retool of the Siege mold, and not much is really too different this time around. Now that we could see the lower half, all I could say is the leg cannons that were present on the original mold are absent from the leg pieces here. Again, they're going for a more show-accurate Ultra Magnus, movie 86 accurate Ultra Magnus. The more that I look at Kingdom, the more that I realize that they're using a lot of the G1 slots as another way to give us more Studio Series figures, and I feel like Ultra Magnus is just another one of those, where outside of the Siege toy, this is something that would have been sitting in the Studio Series collection if not for filling the Kingdom slot here. Again, same old gun, remolded chest, remolded arms, remolded legs. All we really need to see now is that regular Magnus all-white Optimus Prime mold under it. Very curious how that looks, especially how it compares to the original Optimus side by side. After we see that, I'm pretty sure we're all going to be pretty happy with this. I'm excited about this one. I loved the original Siege Ultra Magnus mold. Was probably one of the best molds of the Siege line initially. And I get a feeling this is going to be no different. And for anyone that didn't pick up the original Siege Ultra Magnus, hey man, you're probably going to get something even better this time around and more show accurate. So pretty awesome stuff. Next, let's go to Inferno. Pretty standard thing too. Also a remold of that Earthrise grapple. Nothing too much of a shocker here. Again, comes with some new accessories. It was funny because people were sending messages to me going like, does he come with handcuffs? What is the homage or significance of these handcuffs that he comes with? They're actually not handcuffs, guys. Anyone who's owned the original Inferno mold back from 1985 along with grapple, Inferno had two little extra pieces of tied up fire hoses that kind of just hung off the side of his legs and stuff that were absent with the grapple version of him. Also comes with the interchangeable hand that gives him the fire hose hand. Again, same thing like how grapple had his interchangeable hand, which was like the I guess we'll call it the prong hook accessory, which also works on his crane. So very cool. Always personally loved Inferno. Inferno was a childhood favorite of mine. So really excited to finally get a really good accurate version of it. I already have the Masterpiece one, but to get a budget version of the Masterpiece one, hey, that's even great. You know, that could be a desk bot. That could be something that for people that didn't want to spend the $180 for the Masterpiece, which by the way is still a great toy. This is a great alternative, and considering that on top of all of that, the original generation's version of him, Classics, Universe, whatever you want to call it, was good, but not that great. It was a serviceable toy for its time, but wasn't show accurate and didn't really do its thing. This is a really good upgrade to that, so it also kind of makes the original kind of Classics toy obsolete in comparison, where sometimes we get, you know, newer figures in Classics generations, whatever, War for Cybertron, and the original versions are better. Not in this case. I think this one looks way better. So excited about that. And last but not least, probably the most exciting of the bunch to discuss here, let's revisit talking about this Voyager Dinobot. Originally, I speculated looking on the packaging that he might not come with his sword, but now in closer inspection, especially when you really zoom in, his choppa face, I don't know why they always call it choppa face, that's Rat Trap, but doesn't really relate to his face, but his chopper tail that opened up to make his spinning weapon, it does look like it has the little extra nub at the end, like the original 1995 toy, so it does look like he has his sword stored away inside the tail. The engineering looks really good. The coloring looks really good. I mean, just turning my head to the left here, looking at my Masterpiece one, I mean, they did a stellar job. They did as much as anyone who's messed with the Masterpiece Dinobot knows how intricate that toy is, how expensive that toy is, and the fact that they were able to take what they could from parts engineering and research and development and pull this off in a smaller price point and a smaller price limit and the limitations of that. The paint scheme, the alternate way of transforming the chest to still give that faux chest and give it a very Dinobot show accurate thing. The head sculpt still looks great. You're not seeing the head sculpt great from here, but from the previous images. The painting of the legs, which was very important because, Dinobot had a weird way of storing those away. This all looks spectacular. All that we need to know now, and this is the real deal breaker, ultimately in the end, is how is that Raptor mode going to look? How is all of this going to fold up and look in the Raptor mode? The Masterpiece was able to pull it off, but it also had way more parts, had way more pieces, had a higher budget. So I'm very curious how they're going to do this. This is very, again, that robot mode looks spectacular. Looks like now he has a sword. Looks that now he has his chopper blade tail. They kept the original dino hands as opposed to even the original Universe 1.0 and the Henkei didn't really have that. You had to kind of putz around with it to make it kind of look show accurate. But at the end of the day, this one looks amazing. This is a great alternative, amazing great alternative for the Masterpiece for people that could not afford that. So this is going to be great for their collection. And at the end of the day, It even leads credence that we could probably get that, Beast Wars Grimlock repaint down the line as a Generation Selects. Looks really nice. Getting that white and Dalmatian colored Raptor. This is spectacular. Very excited about all of this. These three figures, all three of these, are must buys for me. I'm very surprised. A lot of times when I look at certain stuff like Earthrise stuff or Siege, I'm picking this and that from a wave. Okay, this figure's nice. This figure I could wait for sale. But a lot of these are looking really good. And that package art is even more influential on wanting you to go out and buy it brand new, because even the packaging looks great. This is spectacular. I'm very, very excited with what Kingdom is giving us. And it really speaks to me, especially, again, childhood, favorite like Inferno, Dinobot that just looks great. Ultra Magnus, that was a home run in the Siege line and just gets more show accurate and better with this one. And a good companion piece, even if you're not interested in Kingdom, if you're collecting the Studio Series 86, this is a companion piece for that too. A lot of stuff going on here. Very excited about it. Let me know what you think. Hopefully we'll get some better images. Let's see those alt mode images. I mean, obviously Inferno and Ultra Magnus aren't going to be too much of a shocker, but we got to see Dinobot's alt mode. That's the next big wrinkle in all of this, is how does that Raptor mode look? And does it, the big stigma has always been, where do those legs go? Are they going to be visual? We shall see. Let me know what you think. This is hype stuff. Hopefully we'll see more later this week.